Welcome to the Dr. Ramsey Show, sponsored by Revitalize Functional Medicine. If you're looking for health tips released consistently every week, you've showed up to the right place. We're grateful that you're joining us, and now your host, Dr. Teresa Ramsey.
Hi, and welcome back to the Dr. Ramsey Show. I have two special people with me today, and they're going to share their story about what they've seen with the use of a specific IV that we do for memory. So I want to introduce David and Debra Jensen. They're here today with me. And David was diagnosed from Mayo, right? You were diagnosed at Mayo.
Yes.
With actual Alzheimer's?
Yes.
Yeah. And so I don't think Mayo had much to offer you for your treatment.
No, they liked me to do little pictures and do things like that.
And so they would test you.
Yeah. And they would test me on, do you recall, they go back and say, what kind of a shape is this?
Right.
And all of those normal things.
Exactly,
right.
Exactly. And so you went through our recovery program. It's called Brain Restoration Program. And I know in the beginning when you would come, you were very confused at which room you were supposed to be in. You didn't really know, much about this place. And after you were here for 8 days, you were a pro. And you take this IV so well. David takes really good care of himself, and that's really what's in his favor. So although he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, he takes really good care of his body, mind, and spirit. He exercises every day, he eats really well, and he's got a tremendous outlook on life. And I think that has a lot to do with your success as well. So what did you notice, David, as you were doing the IVs? Were you noticing that your memory was improving? I think what you and I spoke about was repeating yourself. And I noticed anyway, that you weren't repeating yourself like you did in the beginning by day 5, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And it gets a little frustrating. My wife, Debra, has been very patient.
Yeah.
And when you're asking questions and over and over, and within the space of 15 minutes or an hour, it does get, and she's been very patient with me, and the people in my inner circle, the people that I can trust and to feel comfortable with. And I'm not out with I have Alzheimer's shirt.
No.
I don't want to broadcast that, but I feel like I can. For instance, today I went to the gym. Got there about 6:15. Lifted, did some things, and I saw probably at least 10, 15 people, because they all go to EOS, and it's a great gym, and we see them in the morning, we talk, how's so-and-so, how's your kids, and all that. And so in that process, I felt a lot more comfortable to be able to communicate with someone that I've known for probably 20 years.
Yeah.
But yet I may forget his name, and I remembered his name today. And you don't do that every time.
Exactly.
But it's giving me more confidence.
Yeah.
And because a lot of times I'll be the flower on the wall, and not really wanting to make a mistake, like I said. And so it's helped me with my confidence. It's helped me with communicating with people. And I truly believe that when I first came in here, and you remember this, it was, honestly, it was hell.
I know.
And that was that, and that's that. I don't swear even very often with that word.
He did that day.
It did, and so I really felt like I was a fish out of water, and I was learning things, and I was trying to absorb things, and it's harder when your brain does not function at 100%. And so through the process of the NAD program, I feel that I have gained some of my memory, and that for me, it's long-term memory. I can remember my best friend in junior high, things like that. But where did I put the peanut butter?
Yeah.
That's the big key, is can you find the peanut butter or whatever? And so it's evolving still, and it's I feel a lot more comfortable.
Right.
And that's really the bottom line, is because, you know, I would avoid someone at the gym, say, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, and now I walk up to them today and I say, hey Fred, good to see you at the gym, and how are their kids, and I don't remember all the kids' names because that's going a little deep.
Right.
But the things that I need, the tools that I need to be able to communicate with people that I've known for a long time and that I've newly met, because then there's a whole new dynamic of a new person, a new family that I have to try to remember, and let alone all the other people that, I mean, I usually keep my head down when I go to the gym, but I do like to talk to some of the people in our neighborhood when we see them.
I think that's a good point too, is when you notice that your memory is going, that does affect your confidence. And if we can improve your confidence just in your memory, that's a gift. And one thing I said to you last time is, I know one thing for sure, like we can't guarantee anything, but one thing I can is that you will never get worse than what you are. And that's what the NAD IV is all about. It's getting rid of the plaque in the brain, helping with the neuronal synapses so that your neurons talk to each other, so that you're very aware of, you know, all of your communications. And I know Debra said something about his personality. Like you noticed that he got a sense of humor back.
Yeah, that's been really great. For a while there, well, the one thing that's really good about Dave is that he's always had a huge ego, which was a little annoying for about the first 40 years. But I think that's really saved him a lot, because he does not equate, I made this mistake, therefore I'm sick and I'm broken.
Right.
So that's been really positive. But this has really helped him to just get his personality back. Like we've had very strong feelings about what's happened in our country the last few months, and I'm the one that sits there and, oh my gosh, and he kind of just sits there with a glazed look, but he's now getting mad with me, which has been really great. So that's been great. His sense of humor has come back, and Dave's got a great sense of humor, and that's come back, and it's been great. It's been really good. This has kind of been the frosting on the cake for us. He's been doing a lot of treatments with doctors as far as supplements, sleep studies, stress, and all that stuff. But this has just been a remarkable change.
Right. And now we're into maintenance, and the maintenance continues the process of unfolding. And usually, you know, patients come once a month afterwards, after they do an 8-day, you know, IV in a row, and then that maintenance is typically enough. If you notice that you're, you know, repeating yourself more, we'll do it a little bit more, but typically once a month is enough, just to maintain the progress that you've already made. And I know that you're really proud of your children. You're talking about them buying that house on the old street that you raised your children on.
Yeah.
And they're building a house there. It's like a beautiful circle. You know,
it really is. And we moved here from California to Mesa, and we didn't know a soul. We probably knew 2 or 3 people, and that was it. And so we found this house, and it's the same house on the same, not the same house, but the same block, 2 doors down.
Nice.
And my daughter she loved that neighborhood, and she wanted to be, and so she knocked every door that was in a certain radius, and she found someone that was really wanted to
sell her house,
and they didn't even have to list it. And so you know, it's nice to have our kids close. Not everybody has that opportunity, and some live cross country, but when we get a chance to see them and see our grandkids grow up and learn and have me be a part of their life, and I can interact with them.
I know.
And without withdrawing, which I have done, and now I feel more. Yeah, I'm not as sharp as, and their memories, obviously, when you're 12, you remember everything.
Right, I know.
But honestly, it really has improved my memory. And I can't deny it. And I thought that I would be able to deny it. No offense.
Yeah.
But
It's easy to be skeptical about something like this.
Yeah, I mean, I walk in and I really could, and I was told before I came in that, okay, this is what's going to happen. So there was no surprises, but I forget, and I forget what treatments are going to be. I forget how long I'm going to be here. I thought I was going to be here for 1 day.
Right.
And all of a sudden I find out I'm here for 8 days, or 8 or 9.
You're right.
And so that was it was hard. It was really hard because it's a foreign. You're throwing foreign things at me, I try to with my ego. I want to try to be able to answer and come back, and names are getting better, but still have a little road to go. But what else can you add?
No, it was great at the end of the first day when he said, "I am so glad that's over." Laura looked at me like, "Why did you have to tell him, not me?" So yeah. Anyway, it was a crazy week, but I think it's just your body trying to absorb this new medication, and it was great. It was the good thing about Dave, and we've been like this since day one. Is if someone tells me end of Alzheimer's, I'm in. I can't imagine not doing it. If you know that this is X plus Y is going to get you Z, why would you not do it?
Right.
And it was a big risk because there's no guarantees.
And a commitment.
But as far as the medical community, that they have one of 4 pills that every one of those neurologists know do not work.
Yeah.
But they're FDA approved.
I know.
And they don't have to spend any time with you to give you this medication and go,
exactly.
And that was a joke. And it's just, it's so devastating to get that diagnosis when you know there's no help. So this has been, we feel very fortunate that we've come across doctors who have an alternative and very viable solution, and we're so grateful.
Yeah, I feel very grateful to be able to help you guys. Because like I said, when you take care of yourself to begin with, the therapies work even better. And I think that just says a lot about David, is he just takes such impeccable care of himself. And, if you have anybody that is suffering from memory challenges, it could be a diagnosis of Alzheimer's, it could be just a diagnosis of dementia, there is help. And it's a brain restoration IV. And what David did was 8 days in a row. Same exact protocol for our addiction protocol, which is also very, very successful. So we call it brain restoration for memory, for depression, for anxiety, for Parkinson's, for Alzheimer's. And that's what David and his family got to experience. I'm so grateful that we were able to help them. They're really healthy. And I just can't wait to see how the future goes with us. So thank you for being on the show and helping people understand that there is something out there. And I'd love to have you back maybe in 6 months and see where we are.
Sure.
We'll do it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
having you
Thank
both
you.
on. Thanks for listening to the Dr. Ramsey Show, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for our episode next Tuesday. Stay healthy and happy. Until next time.